What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Blerdkast Live, and happy Adult Money Day to everybody out there who got adult money. Just want to start that off. But welcome to tonight's show. Tonight we got a fun one in store for you. We are doing the business of making content, and on tonight's show, I am blessed to have so many talented content creators, cameramen and women, and influencers on today's panel. But before we continue, first, if you have not, please go ahead and leave a like on this video. Please, why did I do that? Please subscribe to Moana Nui and Blerdkast, and if you haven't, become a channel member. And before we begin, let's have a moment of Joy Stevens. How you doing today, Ms. Joy?
I am doing great. Glad to be here serving as your official host today and not just co-host, because of everybody on the screen that you see. I am the one that has not turned this into a business. I'm just here to play. So I get to play as your host for tonight's show. And I will also say that I am a host of several of Moana Nui podcasts, different shows. Distory, which we'll be airing later on this month. What You Watching, which airs tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken. I jump into the sports show every now and then, and I like to play around on Blerdography, doing this type of thing. So you can find me popping up on just about all the shows. Now, that being said, I'd like to go around and allow everybody to introduce themselves, and we'll start with a familiar face, and we'll go clockwise from there. So, Supreme Attorney, please tell the people who you are.
Hi, I'm the Supreme Attorney. I am a real attorney. I know, shocking. I practice in Georgia. I do a little bit of everything, and I can't wait to, put my 2 cents in and maybe get rid of some of the myths, like patent the logo.
Yeah, okay. My eyes are bad, and you just, hey. Is it Mikyla? Mikyla, sorry.
No, it's okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Mikyla. I go by Make That Magic on 4 platforms. And I am a full-time content creator as of November 5th. So I'm so excited to talk about that journey and like some of my wins and L's as well, because I think it's important to talk about the L's as well.
Absolutely. Marcel, I believe. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Marcel Williams. I'm a camera operator, working television, part-time content creator. I'm here to share my knowledge.
All right. Bringing around the horn to Dana.
Hello, everyone. I am the other half of the Moana Nui podcast. I'm also assistant producer for the Bebop with the Yellow Power Ranger Karen Ashley, the founder of BlurCon Hilton George, and Crush member Christy Renee. So I work with both of those, and then many hats with conventions.
And Marc, you've already introduced yourself, but because this is your show. So let's get right into it. We're talking about the business side of content creation. So the first thing I want to do is ask, and this is not, you don't have to answer if you feel like it's already been discussed, but the first question I have for the group is, what made you get into creating content in the first place?
I guess I'll go, and I guess we're going clockwise. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I was in this high-profile trial. It was my first criminal trial ever. I was kind of a newish attorney, and I was like, I don't know how to talk in front of a bunch of people. And I was getting so nervous because I was like, this is televised. Everybody's going to see this. I need to make myself as comfortable as possible. And so I went on TikTok and YouTube, and they're like, yeah, just talk to yourself in front of the camera. You'll get used to it. You'll get comfortable. So I started making content based off of that.
Okay, so you did it to start being more comfortable in front of an audience, and then you discovered you liked the audience.
I did, yeah, because I was already getting tore up everywhere on social media. So I was like, well, that's the worst it could get. I might as well just go ahead and put myself out there.
Yeah, start controlling the narrative, right? Before y'all talking about me, let me tell you about me. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else want to join in?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll jump in. So I started content for real in 2022, which is much later than a lot of my peers and colleagues started. So I am like one of the younger content creators when we're talking about years, but I started because I was in the entertainment industry for about 8 years. I was in the healthcare industry for 3 years during the pandemic, doing live events, either virtual or in person when we could do it. And after doing that, it made me have to really reflect on how I worked. And my therapist at the time was like, yo, I have to stop myself from laughing at the way that you tell your stories, because you do it so well, but it's funny and it's entertaining. She was like, I really think that you should like put this on TikTok. It's such a good source for just like getting stuff out there. And if 6 people see it, great. If 4 people see it, whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. So I started doing content because of therapy. And within a year, I was monetized, and now I'm full time. And that was 4 years ago at this point. So, yeah, that's how I started.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that monetization thing, but Marc, Dana, Marcel, anybody?
I got started. I feel like it was a natural progression. You know, I already know cameras, I know equipment, I know audio and things. I work in television. I feel like it was a natural progression. I might as well show people what I know, and it's been an interesting journey since then. You know, like I say, it's still part time. I haven't done it full time, but you know, I've created a different YouTube channel. What was it? What do they call them? Like cash cow channels, like an automated channel. I created one of those before and got it monetized, and then just honestly just lost interest over time. But I came back to it, and then I started the podcast. And you know what I do now is called the Content Bebop, and that's kind of where I am now. I'll admit I'm still figuring things out on the content side.
Okay. As a chatter, Make That Magic is how I ended up watching you on. Oh, okay.
Hey, friend.
Well, as far as myself, I of course got started. Both me and Moana, the founder of Moana Nui podcast, we had a chat with some other people that are also from Hawaii. And we were talking about the lack of representation, not only for Pacific Islanders in media, but also for women of color in media. And we're like, hey, you know, having a you know, great, you know, have some content out there, something. We were talking about what we would like to have. And then, of course, the pandemic happened in 2020. And that's when Moana was like, hey, we're stuck at home. Let's go ahead and make this happen. And so we started the show to have something like for indie creators, to people to get introduced to them, because people are always talking about, hey, we want representation. We want our own stories. Well, here's the people that are doing it. Nice. And then it kind of grew from there. And then it went from doing that, and we started doing different series and segments, and it, you know, now it's almost 6 years of having Moana Nui.
Nice. I didn't realize it had been that long. That's awesome.
Yes.
Marc, we don't want to exclude you from this conversation too. So how did you get started, or why did you get started?
That's actually really good. Everybody knows I've started because of the pandemic. I was working with a group of coworkers, including that guy down there, on a channel, and we put a lot of work into that channel, and then it went away overnight for reasons I don't want to get into, but that motivated me to just, hey, you're already in the mindset of creating content and editing. You already do the cosplay photography thing, and you do a lot of cool things. You go out to nerd spaces anyway. Just make a channel about that. So 5 years ago, February 21st, 2021, I started Blerdography, and I have not looked back since. I've almost quit several times, but I have not looked back since. And since then, I've monetized the channel. I've created a brand. I created something I didn't know I was doing with this whole representation and black nerd empowerment thing. I was just like everybody else, needed therapy, and I'm too cheap to go see a therapist, and this was the next best thing.
So, okay, to be fair, it was technically that was provided by Johnson & Johnson. So it was, I didn't pay for it either, honey. It came out of their pocketbook, okay?
She said, let's just be clear.
Okay, oh, no. I wasn't forking up no cash for real.
So, matter of fact, you mentioned earlier, Mikyla, that we need to talk about the L's, and we need to talk about, the entirety of the process, and not just, I started not for the bottom, now I'm here, but that road, before we get into like how you monetize, the struggle along the way, what'd you run into? What do people need to know about? What surprised you? Like, talk to me about that journey.
Yeah, I think some of the things that are surprising to me that a lot of the like younger creators, and by younger, I mean just like they don't have the experience. It's not even the age. It's just that like they're just now starting. One thing that surprises me is how often they forget that the internet is forever.
Yes.
Like you are constantly being screenshotted. Somebody is screen recording everything that you are saying. And that translates in person too. So when people meet me, they meet Make That Magic and Mikyla.
Yeah.
I'm not, I don't give everybody my actual, self that I give my friends and family, because some people don't deserve that. Like you have to remember, even when you're not on the stage, you're on the stage.
Yes.
So I think that was the one thing that I was just really surprised to see, how people were not professional. Like that was, to me, was crazy. Another thing that surprised me just about myself in general, when it comes to content creating, one of the L's that you are going to take is that you cannot control what the algorithm puts out. You can't control how many people are going to see you and how many people going to laugh or whatever. You have fans out there. There are people who will love your content, but baby, if that algorithm, if that 1000111 decides not to send it to Marcel, he's not going to see it. And that's how it goes. And you can't take that to heart. And I feel like when I was getting started and started to pick up things, I would look at numbers and be like, oh, this hasn't made 10,000 views yet. And it's been an hour. This is an L. And I had to really check myself and be like, if you had 400 people in a room listening to you, that's a lot of people just watching. And so I started to think about my craft as me being in front of real people. And if I got 5 views, I was like, 5 people listened to me, and 1 was even more moved enough to comment. Like, I think that is the mindset that I now have. And because I really set myself down and humbled myself, it allowed me to start taking more wins, and not see everything as like a number, that really helped.
Okay.
I want to piggyback off of what Mikyla said. That one person that gains something and is engaging with your content, I'd much rather have that than the big fake numbers. I talk a lot about the things you should focus on with other content creators. And the one L that I took very early on that I had to learn that I need to get out of the mindset was looking at the numbers and caring about the numbers long before I should have even cared about it. Like, if you do your YouTube, the road to monetization, you need 4,000 watch hours, you need 1,000 subscribers, and I'm sitting at like 50 subscribers. Like, why hasn't this hit 10,000 views yet? And like I still have yet to have a video hit that type of views. I had to learn that the numbers, you can have the numbers, but if there's nothing else there, no substance, no engagement, people they can see right through that number game that you bought numbers in X, Y, and Z. So things like sub for sub, because I was doing that a lot in the Facebook groups and Reddit groups. Sub for sub, follow me, I follow you, watch your video for 5 minutes, and then you would do all that just for everyone who you subscribe to unsubscribe to you, and you back at 50 subscribers when you was up to 200-300. I had to learn early on, the content is what matters. Build the audience with the content. Just make the content. You don't even have enough subscribers to be monetized to worry about numbers at that point. Build the audience. And I wish I had learned that lesson a lot sooner.
As far as myself with Moana Nui, both me and Moana, as Marc knows that we've talked about, it's like we have never been focused on the numbers, because it's like we're focused on the content. And as we grew our platform, having segments on mental health, having segments on professional and personal development, our sports segment, we wanted to have something evergreen that no matter what you're interested in, you'll find something you're interested in. You like uh convention coverage. Okay, we have a whole playlist of all our stuff that we've done and upcoming stuff that will be coming out. So I think one of our L's that we kind of learn is nobody initially really talk about the cost of being a content creator.
Mm.
Like I knew it as a photographer with my camera equipment and everything else, but the cost of your streaming platforms, the equipment you need to make sure you uh have a good webcam, good mic, all this stuff, and it all adds up. Making sure you got strong Wi-Fi, all these little bits, along with your time you have to schedule all this stuff, to do your graphics, et cetera, et cetera. It's like a long list, and er, people really don't talk about that part. And then it's one of those you kind of only see like the big um content creators that have millions of followers, everything else, and they're constantly churning out stuff, sometimes 3, 5 times a day. And then people get that misconceived notion like we got to do that too. Both me and Moana was like, no, we're not.
Gotta be realistic.
We got a full-time job, both of us. Until somebody will sponsor us to do this on a full-time basis, you can email Moana Nui podcast at gmail.com. But it's those aspects, and having this kind of conversation is helping those that want to do more, whether it's, reviews or anything like that. It's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes to the content or the finished content that you may, if it's pre-recorded, you have to edit all that, put all the layers to everything for it. So it's so much that most people don't have these conversations to help people understand, because they just see there's a lot of podcasters, there's content creators, I could do that too. And then we find out, even with podcasts during the pandemic, after a year or two, most of the people, yep.
They went back to their jobs.
Yes. But then even without, after the pandemic, people are like, oh, I could do content creator, but then they realize I have to churn out some stuff and life be lifing. And yeah.
See, the issue is that people didn't grow up in the school of Michael Jackson and Beyonce the way that I did. I was watching their documentaries and seeing how they were sitting down from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on just doing audio editing. Then sitting in that stadium, watching every single thing from different places in the stadium. And then I joined the music industry and I saw the difference between some artists, I ain't gonna say who, between some artists and those bigger artists, the artists that actually cared about the experience of fans. And I took that seriously because I was like, there are 2,000 people in this room that are experiencing this. And this girl been working on this for 4 years and they don't even realize it. And so that is the way that I viewed content creation. I viewed it as, if somebody is going to go to my page and watch my video from front to bike, as I say, I want their experience to feel like they are in that phone with me. I don't want them to have messed up lighting, can't hear what I'm saying. They got, audio like disability, so they don't see no captions. I don't want that to be experienced, baby. I want you to feel like you in a movie. And so that's the way I try to do production from the very jump. And now I'm able to reuse some of those old videos when I want to just take a break and not have to film for 2 days, maybe. And I use it as syndication. I syndicate my own stuff now, and I still get paid from it because there's a loophole that people don't know about. So I'm so glad that you brought that up, because the quality of your stuff is what matters. People will sit there and watch you for hours if the quality is good.
I would like to piggyback off that, because me and Mr. Content Bebop down there have gone back and forth for years over that specific thing about the aesthetic of your channel, the quality of the content. You can sit there, be a floating head all you want, and talk your ears off. But if the quality does not look good, if it does not look appealing, if it does not sound appealing, nobody's going to watch your content. And I'm kind of pedantic about that stuff now. Even when I collab, Dana can tell you, I'm a stickler about certain things. I know how I shoot an edit is one thing, but like I got some stuff got to look and be a certain way if it's going to be put out, because I want that retention time. I want people to look at my stuff from beginning to end, or from front to back, as it's been said. Back. Okay.
Mike. Are you from Florida?
I'm from Atlanta.
I'm from Detroit. You know.
Okay.
Mark, we know you're a Georgia peach. We know.
Silence me. But yeah, the quality matters. The quality of your product really matters at the end of the day if you want to grow your brand. You can focus on the numbers and engagement and X, Y, and Z. None of it matters if the quality at the end of the day is not there.
And then the way you guys were talking about, Dana, how you were talking about it costs money to get all these things taken care of. I think that's a good segue into how do you set up a business? Because a lot of these things are tax write-offs if you actually set up your business. And I don't know about the tax laws, but I know if you at least have an LLC, say somebody wanted to sue you, they're suing the company and not you.
Correct.
Whenever you're able to get an EIN number for taxes, so then you can get your own credit card, bank. So anything you need to buy for your, your content creation, write it off. Use that one bank account, use that one credit card, and that's it.
Yep.
And it is
make sure you register with the state.
Yes.
Yeah, you
should
have
get registered
to.
with state.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of businesses that don't.
I know, because I've sued them. And I'm like, oh, I bet you wish you had insurance. Let me get that house.
Wow.
I know that's right. I'm about to hire you. Hell.
Thank you.
She did say she's a real lawyer. So that's not like real lawyer stuff right there. I want to touch on okay, well, let's ask that question next. And I'll hold mine for a second. How long did it take you to get monetized, if you are in fact monetized?
I am not monetized. I just give out free legal advice.
Okay. Anybody else?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Marc.
So I started in February of 2021. By I say July of 2024, I was in the beta program with YouTube. And by the beginning of 2025, the election. By the election, I was fully monetized. Then I got demonetized. That's a story that we'll talk about in a second. And then it took me 3 months in probation. Then I got remonetized. But while I was in the beta program, I was able to get channel members, and that was just piling up money that I couldn't touch until I hit the minimum. But it took about 3.5, 4 years of me into the channel to fully get monetized to the point where I'm at now. Now I'm monetized on Facebook. That's a low bar of entry. Don't worry about it. And I'm focusing on getting monetized on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay.
It took 8 months on TikTok. I joined September 2022. By May of 2023, I was monetized. On Facebook, I had been creating on Instagram, and Facebook reached out to me and was like, hey, would you create on Facebook if we offered you a bonus every month? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like $500 a month, whatever. Like it's nothing that I'm making on TikTok, but I might as well go ahead and join. And so that was in June of 2025 that I got monetized on Facebook. And by December of 2025, I made more money on Facebook than I did on TikTok when I first got started. And I'm going to be transparent because I feel like we're in here and Black folks don't talk about money enough. I made about 14 grand 2024 on TikTok. Facebook last year, I made 28 grand in like 6 months.
Wow.
So that to me was like, I said, oh, you got to focus on the girls that you think don't matter. Like you really got to focus. And being on YouTube, I think I joined in January of 2024 and I was monetized by May. But that's because, again, I use my content like syndication and I put it on like it is a wild and out show on those platforms. And I made sure that I got that audience to get hooked. And then once YouTube and those platforms see that you are bringing in audiences like that, they're more prone to put you more in the algorithm, which can then allow you to be able to be monetized. Yeah.
That was some good stuff there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So, I want to go back to something since we were talking about L's. And Mark, if you don't want to talk about it, I understand. But you did say
we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it.
Yeah. So you said you got put on probation, I believe.
Demonetized.
Demonetized.
I got demonetized. Yes.
What happened?
So there's this term that
Sorry.
YouTube uses that is complete and utter BS, but they use it to determine if you're going to be monetized or not, and it's called reuse content. If you are a content creator and you are trying to get monetized, beware of reuse content. I know what I did, and I know what I did wrong in trying to play it off when I was appealing everything. Long story short, it's the election. I'm monetized, and I'm like, hey, I want to capitalize off of all the political ads. So I kind of stole other content and reposted it as my own.
You said that like that's not a crime. Like,
Yeah, what are the quotes for?
I kind of robbed some people.
He's the reason I trademarked my content. He is the reason I trademarked it, so I can throw the book at folks like that.
Wow.
I just want y'all to know, don't do that.
Mark, you are the problem.
So I was listening to other content creators who were doing the same thing and making a killing and trying to take their advice, and they literally gave me a video that I should test out, and I did, and I got about 14,000 views off that video in like an hour or so. And 5 days into being monetized, I'm like, oh my God, I hit $100. I hit $200. YouTube was like, hey, this is weird. We're going to not give you money. So they put me on probation, investigated my channel, said reuse content. It's a vague term. They don't explain what it is. I went and deleted a bunch of stuff off my channel. They reevaluated the channel, said I still had reuse content because I have stuff from TikTok. So if you're a content creator, you try to do things efficiently. When it comes to something like shorts, I use like CapCut and TikTok and some of their automated AI things to make my content, just being honest. And I will post it on TikTok and then also post it on YouTube at the same time. And you shouldn't do that. You should always, you should diversify your content across your platform, because none of the platforms, like when you share content from another platform on theirs, their algorithm can tell. If you do that, if you make a video on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, wait 6 hours, wait 24 hours to repost it somewhere else, so the algorithm understands that it was posted here first and it can get its views there versus you sharing the same thing across your platform and none of it getting views. Had to learn that the hard way.
Who told you that?
Huh?
Who told you that?
That's the people at YouTube. When I had to call in and actually talk to somebody after they kept rejecting my appeals, I had to talk to somebody. So you call the help desk number or whatever, the 1-800 number, and they went and investigated my channel, came back 24 hours later with an email saying, this is what we found. This is why we're not monetizing your channel, because you have reused content. You're taking stuff from one platform and putting it on another platform on YouTube, and they don't like that. They want you to make content for their platform.
Did you have the not the logo, but like the little watermark?
The watermark? No, I learned to take the watermarks off. But it's still so with TikTok, when you create stuff in the TikTok app and post it there, it saves a copy on your phone if you want. If you take that copy that it automatically puts on your phone, TikTok algorithm is embedded into the metadata of that video file. So when you upload it to other platforms, it's automatically going to get flagged as a TikTok video. It doesn't matter if the trademark logo is there or not.
Yeah. That's good to know. That's good for people to know. That's why I asked. Yeah. Because some people are like, oh, well, that may just be a case by case. No, that is.
No, it's not.
Somebody from YouTube told him. So that is, yeah.
Ooh, and another thing that I learned from that whole appeal process, just an extra tip. So when they first run your channel for monetization, it's all their AI generative software that's approving monetization.
Yeah.
No human eyes is looking on it. But the problem with AI is it doesn't see video, it goes off audio cues. So just keep that in mind. If you are reusing content, it goes off the audio cues of your video, not the video content itself.
Mm.
That was a lot.
No, that was
That's interesting. Because now I'm thinking about like some of the people that I know. Like I'm thinking about the guy that was doing the cowgirl trail ride. Shawty, was it horses in the stable? I
yeah.
know you want to ride. It was the exact same song every video.
I
But
would like to approach this question that's on screen. Is it more like a set and forget it type of thing? I'm gonna be honest, that really depends on how you run your channel. And I would like Marcel to chime in on this because he has one of these type of channels. If you have like an AI based channel or like a channel where you have like content you can just throw up there and not really worry about it, or even something like this where you just go live, which I found last year was a big hidden gem I didn't know about. You can have it to be set it and forget it, but as a content creator, I am constantly editing videos, I am constantly shooting videos, I am constantly posting stuff, making promotions, setting up next month's podcast. It's not set and forget it. I'm constantly working in my business with how I run my channel and the type of content that I make. Now, you can do something like I know Marcel has done. I'm not going to give away all his business, but he's made a channel. You know what? You talk about it. You did it.
Yeah, what's your channel about? How about that? What is your channel?
Yeah. So before the channel I have now, it was like an AI channel. So it was about anyway. Look, I was just trying to make some money, right? So it was about like Black culture type things or Black history type stuff. Some of it was a little lowbrow, I'll admit. But to answer that question, I feel like that's kind of subjective, like everybody's a little different. Like because everybody's mental fortitude is just a little different. If you make one video and it got 2 views and now you want to quit, then you definitely should not be looking at the numbers. But personally, if you've I'm stealing from a bigger creator. I don't want to quote the wrong creator. I don't know if it's Mr. Beast or somebody, but they were saying make 50 to 100 videos first and then start looking at the numbers and things like that. Because I do believe that having some sort of consistency matters first. I that's just my opinion. I think you should have consistency, especially if you're new. If you're not new, then obviously you know how analytics work and you can go in there and craft something. But if you're new to this, just get consistent first. I would think, because you may not, because looking at the numbers are going to discourage you. Looking at the comments the comments or lack thereof comments is going to discourage you as well. Mm-hmm. I think it's best to just put stuff out and then I set a number in your head. Say 50 videos. If you're doing shorts, say 100 videos. Set a number, and at that number, then you do need to look at your stuff. At some point, that mental fortitude, you're going to have it, because you have to at some point look at your analytics and understand what you're doing wrong, what's working, what's not working. But most importantly, like I say, to start off, I think it begins with you, the person, and actually being able to put out the content. So it doesn't matter if you don't have a system or have the fortitude to keep going. It doesn't matter. You'll stop at the 10th video. You'll stop at the second. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Get that first, I believe, and then begin to look at your analytics. I'd say like 50 videos.
I think for content creators, for us, making content is like being an Avon salesman. If any of y'all remember that back in the day, or Tupperware or Princess House or whatever, you get out of it what you put into it. It's not like you get money, an hour wage for editing videos or shooting things like that. You get exactly what you put into it. So if you want to make money, if you want to set your channel up to be a set it and forget it thing, you can do that, but you got to have the processes and procedures in place first, and then you can have the results that you want like that.
I would also add, like I said, I'm not monetized, and I do a lot of content for other people, but I do have like my own YouTube channel that I had no intention of monetizing, because it was a lever for me to offer up little snippets for my real business, because I'm a workshop facilitator. Like, I do public speaking, and people always want to say, do you have any samples of your work? And at first I was like, no, because I know how y'all do. And if I send you a recording of my work, you're going to share that recording and you're not going to pay me. So I got into the habit of doing little 3-4 minute videos on YouTube and ask people, and I share that on LinkedIn. And that is a whole different side of my life. I do not talk about all of this with my LinkedIn people, but I also, from your point about like make a bunch of videos or, figure out how much you want to do. I started out thinking that I was going to put out a video like every week, and that never happened. And then I was like, okay, I think I could rock with once a month, depending on, what I was doing. And now it's like once a quarter. And it's not because I've lost interest in it. It's because it was never to be monetized. It was always to show samples of my work. And I've got a good collection of samples now. And so I put it out when I got something I really want to say, I really want to get out. And it just keeps me it keeps me at the top of the algorithm on LinkedIn. So I'm showing up in searches for like public speaking and all that kind of stuff. But then like all of this podcasting that I do, yeah, I'm resharing when I see that Marc has published something. If Moana Nui has put something out, let me repost it, et cetera, to try to get those numbers up. But the idea of having to do like, honestly, they be wearing me out because it'd be like, let's do this podcast on Monday night, and we're doing this one on Wednesday night. Here we are, there's another one on Thursday. Then I do my own on Thursday night, and then we back again on next Monday. And I'm like, can I, I need a nap. This is a lot.
Yeah.
But I do it for the love of the people and just because it's fun. But sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I can't show up tonight. So I do think understanding your own limits and understanding what you're doing it for. If you're creating content as a stepping stone for something else, like I was doing, yeah, you can be a little bit more relaxed with it. But if you're creating it as your source of income or as your main thing, it needs to be consistent. You need to know what you can handle as far as dedication to that. Like how fast can you churn stuff out? And it needs to have a level of quality that you want to represent in your brand.
That part too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, when I make content, it's just so people know what type of lawyer they're going to hire. Because I'm not the stuffy attorney. And I'm going to talk to somebody just regular words. I'm not going to use legal jargon. And I'm probably going to be a little goofy. Mm-hmm. So if you don't want me as your attorney, you already knew what you were getting.
Good point. It's just like a commercial for you. Yeah.
Joy, you said something, and I'm going to piggyback off what Angie said too, but Joy, you said something about knowing your limitations, and another L I took, burnout. Burnout in this industry is real, and even if you're not making any money off of it, the fact that you are running your channel and trying to do so much, because you're a one-man band, maybe you got a friend or two helping you out, maybe you got a couple of friends helping you out, but you're still a one-man band, and you're trying to do so much at one time. And about 2 years ago at MomoCon, I was trying to do a documentary, and I had a team, I had help, but everything went left so quick. And that whole experience literally burnt me out of like creating content to the point to where I'm still working on that very documentary because it didn't meet the quality that I wanted to represent for my channel. Among other things, like I had editing issues, my computer died and blew up, and I got it fixed, and now it's falling apart again. A lot of
you just got a new computer.
I got.
Sorry.
After the show.
But can we do a reshoot of my part for your documentary? Because I think I know what I want to say now.
Wow.
No, it's too late. No reshoots. And that was another thing. I kept shooting. I would not stop shooting. Like everything I did fit the documentary. Mm-hmm. So I got like 300 hours of documentary footage, and I'm like, okay, now it's time to edit it together.
Yeah, you need 0.7% of that.
And you need to let me do a reshoot. I'm not as fat anymore either. Like, let me do a reshoot. I'm 100 pounds lighter. Let me do another.
I gotta say that is a good reason to let her do a reshoot.
Thank you, co-signer. Woo.
Hey, I gotta agree with that.
I mean, I can't hate on that either.
Yeah,
I see my face now.
Like I look better. Okay, period.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll talk about it.
I thought we're talking about it.
Not right now. You gotta stay on track. Stay on track.
You know what? Okay, Marc, I did want to address the second part of that question when they asked about when do numbers engagement matter to y'all. For me, it was if you're looking to get monetized, is one, because TikTok has their own numbers Twitch has their own numbers. Kick has their own numbers. YouTube, all of these platforms have a certain number of followers you have to have. How much, because you'll see with Twitch and Facebook and all that, they got to see how consistent you are. They got to see how many viewing hours you have, how often you post content and everything. They look at all of that. But then also, if you're looking at being on more of the press media side, because I mentioned I'm with conventions, that some conventions look at your numbers because they want to see, okay, is people not just your followers, but your views on your videos, because they're going to like, and how consistent you are for that. So, because I know I just finished doing it for MomoCon. Uh, had over 600 and something outlet supply going through. But a lot of these, a lot of people who apply, they want to experience that, but then I have to reject their application because I'm like, one, your content is not consistent. Two, you're not showing me what is a value to MomoCon. Like, are you doing behind the scenes? Are you doing interviews? Are you showing us what the event is? If you're just doing dance videos, that is not an alignment for a convention, because that's cute for content creation, but not for a convention, because or any kind of event. So I had to tell them, like, okay, do you go to new, pop-up events? Do you go to concerts? Anything? You could do content there, and that shows me how you do coverage. So that is a lot of times things like that look at, and a lot of people were like, oh, I want to do the red carpet events with these movies. Well, Marvel, DC, and all of them look at your consistency, how you do reviews, what your followers, what your view count is, and on your videos. And then they will reach out to you. They're like, don't contact us, we contact you. and that's how that goes. So depending on what you're trying to achieve, it's going to determine about those numbers and engagement, how they matter to you.
You ate that up, Dana.
Yep.
10 out of 10. 100%. They gonna come to you. They're watching every single thing that you do. They watch your lives. They watch your content. They look at your comments. They see how you respond to people in the comments. I learned very early, and I think this may be Howard that taught me this, Howard University. When you respond to people, you need to respond as if your grandma, Martin Luther King, and Cicely Tyson was looking at your phone.
Oh wow!
Would they be proud?
Not
How
that
do you feel about how you? Yes, and it's mainly because you have to think about it as like, okay, I'm trying to be a business, but also I need to make sure that people who are younger than me see an example of how to handle stuff. So when I get really disrespectful comments or whatever, I delete slurs and block them. I don't care about that. First of all, be more creative, like girl. But I will respond to all of them with, I'm gonna respond to you with kindness because the world needs more of it. And I respond to each of them as if I am quite literally writing like an email to a company, because that is what the Universal Studios want to see. That is what the Foxes, the Disney, the BETs, they want to see how you talk to people. Okay, don't you laugh at BET now. Hey.
No, I was just thinking about, like, they do not want somebody that responds like, first of all, look at his stanky raggedy mouth asshole.
They don't want nobody like, first of all, forehead. They don't want it.
And I see a lot of that on like threads and pictures. Like, yo, what are you doing? You know?
That's because like Cardi B can do it, but Cardi B is a different type of entertainer.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say they think that they're talking to like Cardi B, but she's in a different arena.
Yes.
Right? You are a businesswoman that is in this arena, and you do not have the lawyers or the net worth to speak like Cardi B.
True.
But if you do, call me.
So I'm like literally what you just said, Dana, that is 10 out of 10. Because I'm telling you, specifically, these movie studios are watching, and Universal showed me things that they were watching from 2023 before they reached out to me for Wicked.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. They were like, oh, we've been watching you since like you were doing Twilight Zone stuff like a couple years ago.
Wow.
And I ended up being the correspondent for the Wicked for Good premiere on red carpet because they were watching me. They invited me to things first. And before they paid me, they invited me to something for free first. That's the test.
Yeah.
See how much you want it. How much will you fly to LA to come to this screening that you don't know nothing about? And my ass was there. And I was on the plane. I will never forget this. I was on the plane. She emailed me. She said, we're so excited to have you. We love how professional and how like helpful you've just been with like getting back to us so quickly. We'd love to cover your travel and hotel expenses. I am on the plane heading there.
Yeah.
Hey.
They said, we got the money. We'll figure it out. That ain't no problem.
Yeah.
A PayPal was sent to me the next day. Okay, so it's like you gotta know that these folks are watching you, and the way that you behave in them comments and on these videos and the things that you respond to is what make them checks bigger. Because when people piss me off, I go and I look at my bank account.
I wish more people would follow your lead.
Yeah.
I like the Beyonce approach.
Every single day, when somebody call me a slur, I go and I open up Chase and make that magic LLC and see them commas. That's what I do. Well, don't let these people piss you off. Don't let them bring you out your character. Do what will make your grandma proud. For real.
I know I do. Whenever I do look at reviews, when I look at Yelp or something, and I see a business owner going back and forth, I'm like,
oh my God.
Nope, I'm not doing it.
Not
I
going
need to take your lesson.
I mean,
you know what?
I need to take your lesson because the trolls do get to me, especially on TikTok, especially with that cosplaying while black video. But I had to learn to just let it be. Just let them talk. I don't have Chase account money to make me happy when people make me sad like that. So
yet it's happening. Yes.
The actors that you do.
It will get happen. For real. And honestly, Mark, if you ever get something like that and you like, I really want to talk to this, I want to cuss this person out, text me. Be like, Kyla, I'm about to go off on this person, and I'm gonna say, Mark, you respond to that person. Universal and Marvel are not gonna look at your content no more.
I did not know that. That was such a good gem because again, like I don't have the best command of the Queen's English. I keep saying that. I'm not a corporate person. I had to tell him off that this morning, even though he was like, "I'm finna promote you again." I was like, "Great," but I'm not corporate. The professionalism thing is something I do have to actively work on, especially on YouTube, especially on TikTok. Another L I took was getting my first TikTok account banned because Trump won the election. And I just was like, I'm done with these people. And I actively went out searching for MAGA. And TikTok was like, hey, we're on Trump's side. We're going to ban you permanently, forever.
And then you reached out to me. What can I do? I was like, nothing.
Nothing.
I was like, you're not in jail. Congratulations. You're in America.
That was a real conversation.
Yeah. And you know what? I see that a lot, especially like because I'm on Threads a lot. And matter of fact, I was arguing for over an hour with some crazy woman because we were talking about the whole BAFTA thing. We're not going to talk about it right now. But I thought that she was willing to engage in an adult conversation. And she said something and she's like, but isn't that the point? And I was about to let her understand, that we had differing understanding of what was going on. And she, while I was responding eloquently, she erased part of her comment. It was like, isn't that the point? And if you don't like it, you're an aimless a-hole. And I wrote, you know what? I was going to engage with you in a civil discussion about the points that you're talking about, but you edited your comment and decided to call me this. So have the day you deserve. And I left it at that. And she kept chasing me. Like she kept wanting to engage. And I was like, I'm not doing this with you all day. I got stuff to do. But when I tell you, I called my one of my friends is like, Jackie, can I vent to you? Oh, I was so mad. But I didn't show that online because even though that's a different part of my life, every now and then somebody from LinkedIn finds me out here in the world. Like one of my clients was like, "Oh my God, I saw this K-pop thing that you did and it was hilarious." And I was like, yeah, everything I do, whether I think it's going to be seen or not, everything I do does not go against the brand that I'm creating. And so having that restraint, and like you said, every time I get mad, you say you look at Chase, every time I get mad, I think I need to get booked. Right. And I can't miss out on my blessing on LinkedIn because one of their people said, "I think I saw this girl on TikTok cussing somebody out." No.
Let me tell you,
won't be me.
The first contract that I booked when I went full time was with Live Nation. I worked for Live Nation for 8 years. The first full like content creator contract I booked the day after I went full time was with my previous employer. And do you know why that was? Because when they pissed me off, I didn't go onto social media dragging them.
Right.
I did when Ticketmaster and all that stuff was going on. I was sitting there like, girl, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Snow White and Cinderella. Well, this is fire. And so when they went a digging, because that's what they do. Several people. "Oh, girl, we've been seeing your videos a long time. We just didn't want to say nothing." I know you have. Mm-hmm. I know you have because my numbers reflect that out of 400 people, at least 300 will see me. I know. So I literally said, you know what? I'm going to take this as a lesson here. I booked that with them. Now I'm doing the Keith Lee family thing in May with them. Right. You literally have to be like, how much can I just vent to myself and my homegirls and my husband and not put it online? Mm-hmm. There are some things that need to be said. There are some things that need to be said so people know where you stand. Because if you ain't standing up and stunting, we know who you are. Yep. But some of that stuff, I just want people to shut up. Be quiet. Mm-hmm. You'll get more money that way.
And then, legally, your First Amendment rights are protected. You won't go to jail. Correct. You can absolutely lose your job. They can absolutely fire you. So be careful.
They can pull your stuff down. That is
right. They could demonetize you
all the time. Somebody decides to lose their mind up at a Circle K, and then people find out who they are and where they work. It's usually some real estate, blah blah blah. And now her whole business, she lost her license. All of this because you decided to call people names in the Circle K, and you got beat up on top of it.
And then I always see the comments like, "Oh, she's about to own that Circle K." No, she's not.
No, she's
not. That does not help. That's not what the First Amendment protects. But go off, lawyers, I guess.
One other thing I want to touch on around professionalism. I don't believe in respectability politics. I feel like your brand is your brand. That being said, respect people's time. Yep. I have seen people that I've worked with, like even on the professional side, that didn't have it together. I'm here to do, you already given me a nice check to come and do something at your company. And then why am I the only one online? Why am I the only one waiting, in the lobby? Why is nobody here? How come you didn't already do your sound checks on site? What are you doing? And this is like professional people. But it gets even worse, when you get to, I'd say amateur content creators.
That's why you need a meeting and event planner.
Yes, you do. Yes. Always.
Yeah, if you're going to build a brand, there should be some things that are universal. And I think, getting places where you're supposed to be, testing your equipment before you get there, all of that adds up. Mistakes happen, like Marc, we were together and the mic, one of your mics was dead and you had to go back and get another mic. But that's because you had been recording all that stuff that entire time. I get that. But showing up on day one and be like, I got to go plug this in. What were you doing yesterday? I always wonder that kind of thing,
Also, why are you arriving to an event the day of the event? Why is your flight landing at 11 a.m. when your call time is 3?
Mm-hmm. Like delays don't happen.
We literally live in a climate where the climate is angry at us.
Yeah.
So, as to why you think Mother Nature will not come in there and throw a thunderstorm in the middle of May that will ground flights for 4 hours. Yep. I'm trying to understand why you don't know that. Baby, I get there at least 24 hours in advance.
Every time. I'm
Every-
leaving tomorrow for something I got to do on Wednesday. Yep.
Like it's too much. I literally told I'm doing the Twilight Zone festival in New York, and I told them, I said, hey, I'm gonna need to be there the day before, so just make sure that my room is booked for the day before. They were like, oh, you don't have to show up to the day of. I said, no, we'll be there the day before. I want to make sure that if somebody decides on the track, on the on the road, because I'm going to drive there, that they need to shut down the whole highway, that I'm able to get there on time. Mm-hmm. So I just the idea of professionalism only being for people who are 6-7 years into their career is bullcrap. Day one.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
I think I need to learn that lesson.
Like, if you want to leave the same day, go for it. But arriving, that's very risky.
Baby, I will do a U-turn. I will absolutely land the day before, do the event, leave that evening. I'll do that now.
Right. Because that's fine. The money has already been collected.
I'm looking at Chase.
Right? Yep. The contract has been fulfilled. Goodbye.
Okay.
Yeah, I do plenty of events where I, like you said, get there the day before. And then if the event ends at 3, I got a 7:00 flight. I'm
on that train at 8:45. Be clear.
And another important thing, make sure you have somebody to read that contract, a lawyer. Hello, I'm for hire. Yeah. So you can make sure they won't be like, oh, we wanted you also to do the after party. And you're like, I already left. Make sure you read that contract from the top to the very, very end, because you never know.
I took a usage L in like 2024, I think it was. I took a usage L where there was usage language and there was likeness language, meaning that they could use that video however they wanted for 30 to 60 days. Mm-hmm. And I did not add a 30 or 40% surcharge onto my fee. And I had my friend look at it and she was like, did you charge them for usage? And I was like, what's that? Like, girl, you got to send this to me so I can read. And so I missed out on like $3,000 because of that. And I was wondering, they approved that pricing really quickly. Yes, because it was under budget. But here, when that next contract came up, I said, hey, Disney, that'll be $6,500. Thanks.
Yeah.
Because I see these usage rights and they were like, that's on the higher end of our budget, but we'll make it work. Cool. Thanks.
Like, I know you will. You want me.
Exactly.
I wasn't standing outside talking to Minnie. You wanted me. Right.
You wanted us.
I have so many questions to ask you, Mikyla, but go ahead, Joy. Go ahead.
I wanted to say, Marcel, since you said you have like your channels are set up a little bit differently, one of them being a little bit more automated. How has this journey been for you? Yeah.
Well, it's been interesting. Although, like, if I wasn't clear, I don't do that channel anymore. Like, I had stopped just because, like I said, I lost interest. And what I thought was going to happen ended up happening. This was in 23 to 24 ish, and then YouTube, last year they came down hard on AI channels and things.
Yeah, oh my god,
a lot of by then I wasn't doing it anymore. But I was like, dang, it started with them. You had to tag AI created content. You had to label it as AI created, and I kind of saw it going downhill from there. Just because the views started dropping, I was doing the same things, but the views just started going down. So I kind of had assumed what was coming, and I think not much later, they put a big hold on just a lot of AI created content, which they need to. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
The AI stuff is like, and I cared a little bit. Some of these people, man, they just don't care. It is some
ruthless. They're doing
bull crap out there. Like I even getting on YouTube, and I'm like, how are these ads getting approved? Like they just don't care at YouTube, I guess.
I'm not gonna lie. I always stop and watch the cat videos that are AI. I can't help it. The ones where the cats like get pregnant or something, and they have a whole
that's not bad.
Yeah, like I will stop and watch those. I can't help it. And I'm just like, this is stupid. But I'm gonna watch this AI slop.
Some of that stuff is just bad, though. Bad. Yeah, and the deeper I got into it, I was meeting a lot of people that did it and stuff. They're from overseas and things, and it became like a big language barrier. Sometimes trying to find the help to edit the videos. And don't get me wrong, obviously they were cheaper, but there's a lot of language barriers, a lot of haggling and bargaining and all this and that, and just I don't know, scammy type of environment on fiber, dealing with people.
Mm.
But it was good. It teaches you how to, like you all mentioned earlier, it teaches you how to grow thick skin. Because for me personally, I didn't like being on camera, so I figured this was a good way for me to, get something out,
Mhm.
and without showing my face. And even to this day, I still would recommend it. I recommend people start, maybe not, because there's plenty of faceless YouTube channels out there. Like they just
Yeah.
care more. They just actually put love into the channel. Like just don't go on to what's it called, Google, Nano Banana, and just make bull crap. You know what I mean? If
Mhm.
you actually care a little bit, you can actually make great things. To be honest with you. But yeah, so that was the one channel. The other channel I have now is the Content Bebop. But like I said, I'm kind of I'm trying to figure out what to do next with it. I'm not here to.
I may have missed it in the conversation. What is Content Bebop about?
The Content Bebop, it was, yeah, that's a great question.
We've asked Joy. We've asked it 3 times, and he keeps tossing around it. So this is the 4th time. Go.
Question
Oprah,
from
who?
Joe.
That's a great question. Yeah, so it started off as a podcast. I would invite other. So okay, I want to probably preface that I'm here as a camera operator, as somebody like I mentioned earlier, a part-time content creator. But I definitely know camera operation, and I'm a DP. I actually have shot like movies and more so commercials and stuff like that. But so this channel, it was a podcast at first, and I invited a bunch of people from an industry that I knew, some close friends, and like actors, directors, things of that nature, other camera operators, and we would talk film stuff.
Okay, so it's kind of like inside the actor studio, but for the backside of the.
Yes.
Somewhat. Actually, that's a good yeah, that's a good analogy. Yeah. That's what it started as. And like I said, I did 50 of those, and that's so it taught me a lot. And I was like, all right, I can't sustain this, So then because it takes, obviously podcasts can be done, but for me personally, I just had a child, and the space was a little limited, and just scheduling with people. And to be honest with you, I think around 50, I ran out of friends. So then I had to start reaching out to people I didn't know. And then it got a little trickier, getting people interested. But I'm not, I'm not saying it can't be done, because it could be done. It just got more complicated. It got, the fruit wasn't hanging as low, So anyway, and now I'm here where I am now. I'm trying to figure out where to go next. I'm trying to even I'm just trying to figure it out, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Blerdography is hiring for experienced editors and camera operators.
Hiring and paying.
I'm sure they are. Right. Those two different things.
He used to work for me. He know what to do.
So he's seeking an intern, if you will.
Right. It sounds like an internship.
But no,
he's going to pay you an experience.
No. I'm not going to pay him an experience. No. Seriously. So let me ask you, your AI channel, you're not making any revenue off of it, even though you're not they completely block you from making any money off that channel.
So what happened was this is what happened. So like I said, this channel was about like Black history, Black things, Black culture type things here in America. And so like for a few years, well, it's only been since 23, but so what was that, 3 years ago? But 2 or 3 years ago. So every year I do see like an uptick in February, like the views and subscribers go up. But honestly, I have not touched it. No. And what happened is, I'm trying to remember, because I still look at it every once in a while.
Is it monetized though, or not?
It was, but I haven't posted in so long, so it drops. I'm trying to remember what drops. The views I think drop. You just have to get those back up, because obviously your subscribers stay there. But yeah, it's the views that need to go back up. And honestly, I just haven't posted anything. Maybe one day I will, because I do care about it. I would like to take it in a different direction. Like I say before, it was a little lowbrow. I'm just trying to
you got to find your passion again. Like what
I just gotta find
made you want to do it.
Yeah. But I would recommend it.
You said you're a camera operator. So how do you feel about content creators using just their cell phone when they first get started? Or do they need to spend extra money on the bigger, better camera?
I think it's great. People should do that more often. I think people get caught up in that. That was when I was speaking earlier about getting that consistency and making sure you have those reps in of creating the number of videos before you start looking at it. I think that's part of it, because people want to blame the equipment sometimes for their content not being up to par, and that's not necessarily the case at all. A lot of channels that I watch on a regular, I don't know what they're shooting it with, but I know it's not this camera here. I know they didn't spend, I know it's not even half of the quality of this camera, or the cameras that I used on my podcast, and they have millions of views, and I, only had a couple thousand, so
Right.
it's not necessarily about that. It's literally about creating good content, and it is tough because man, a lot of things have been done. To be completely honest with you, a lot of things have been done, so it is tough. But it's about the content, not necessarily the camera quality.
Okay, so is it a matter of you're using your cell phone? Just maybe get the settings right before you post or before you shoot.
Right.
Make sure that even matter.
Yeah.
I would say so. It is. It
Make
is.
sure your camera clean your
lens.
Clean your lens and make sure they can hear you. Invest in a good little good mic or something. I got one laying around somewhere, like a good mic you can just plug into the phone. That's really what it's about, and just being authentically you. That goes back to putting in those reps. You got to, because it takes time for you to learn who you are. Because the first however many videos is the fake version of you anyway that you're showing people.
Yes. Oh my God. I wish people talked about that more.
What do you mean? The fake version? What do you mean?
You want to. Well,
people are trying to impress and
people,
try to be like other content creators versus being themselves.
Yeah, if you're confused, then maybe you're just
fail at it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, if you don't get it, then maybe you're not one of those people. You're probably an actually authentic human being.
Yeah, I was actually to my like older content, and I'm like, no, I think I got on there like I'm just gonna say the crazy stuff that my therapist said was funny.
Everybody's different.
That was really how I felt. Yeah.
So some people got to find that rhythm,
Yeah. Now, I will say, if you're using your phone, and as you start doing more, I know personally from Moana Nui, like looking at our older content, it's like, okay, we see the progression of better content, better quality and stuff. Especially like someone was asking about how do you get sponsors? If you're trying to get sponsors, you have to get your stuff up to par. So a Disney or a Universal or someone will want to partner with you, because they're not going to want you using your iPhone 3.
No, you're correct. Like I said, it's a balance, but the balance is heavily tipped in just press and record. Like just get out there, press record, and make sure they can hear you.
And to as much as you can recognize, what it looks like. Like because I've done a couple little videos with my phone just for fun when I was playing around with my K-pop friends. Because we have a whole company called K-pop Corporate Incorporated, and I'm the crisis hotline. So I'll just put my little phone right here. I'll have my script on the screen because I'm pretending to type anyway. And it came out great. And one of the people DM me and they were like, "What's your setup that you use?" I was like, "This is an iPhone 16 and some earbuds." Like, it ain't that much, but the earbud quality came through really clear. People were like, "Your voice is so soothing." I was like, "Thank you," but it didn't take a whole lot. But if I was going like Supreme Attorney and I have a show in the works that we're working on called Chaos Twins, and that setup is going to be different because two of us, we haven't decided if we're going to be together in person or online like this. Marc is going to shoot it, and so I think that needs to level up. So I might actually put on like makeup for a change. You never know. Just depends on what we want to look like.
Y'all have this weird energy in person that's like a little bit different when y'all like this, but like y'all just work well together regardless. So whatever y'all do is just gonna be magic. I can't wait to see this.
BlerdCon is coming.
Oh my God, that's right. We're all gonna be at BlerdCon together. This is gonna be insane.
We can launch Chaos Twins at BlerdCon.
Yes, use that.
Yes. Yes. That's what we're going to do. Thank you. All right. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do.
And I will be writing this off. It will be through Supreme Law Firm.
Well, I will be learning how to do that because this will probably be the first. No, I got to write off everything from last year. But yeah. Speaking of write-offs and things like that, what are some legal things that content creators need to be more aware of? Because we talked about patent and trademarking and copywriting. Like on the business standpoint, what do we as content creators need to be more aware of, Miss Supreme Attorney?
Don't listen to the non-lawyers that are giving legal advice on TikTok.
Outside of that,
No, but that's real though, because a lot of people will come to me with what they receive from TikTok or Instagram, whatever, social media, and it's usually wrong. They're just giving you this information for clickbait.
Yeah.
So, like a lot of people don't know, like for copyright, you really don't have to copyright or trademark anything unless you're actually going to sell something, or unless you actually. It's the first step before you sue somebody for using your content. So if you already are a brand and you know you're a brand, then you probably want to get things copyright, trademark if you have a theme song or whatever. But if you don't have any of that yet, you don't have to spend the money on that ASAP. That's something you could do later once you start making more money and people are starting to copy you. But the thing is, once you have it posted, you can show proof that this was yours first. No matter if somebody else made more money off of it, you can prove that it was yours first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a free tidbit. You don't have to copyright immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
It took me about 3 years before I was like, my team was like, hey, you need to trademark this. People are starting to take content. You are having to have TikTok take it down. You smack that trademark license on TikTok, they'll do it a little bit quicker. And that literally is what happened. And like you said, Supreme Attorney, even if you think okay, this is, people are going to be able to take my voice or use slogans like that girl who did Demure.
Oh yeah.
That's a prime example of that. And so I was like, okay, people are starting to be like, oh, I'm leading in, which is something that I said, uh-oh. And so I was like, let me just go through this trademark. It was like $500, but it's like a lifetime thing. The U.S. Patent Office is down the street because I live in Maryland. And so I was like, all right, we're going to do it. And I've already, like the Supreme Attorney has said, I've already been able to use it because people will try to take my content, my likeness or whatever. And the second I submit that to a platform and say, hey, this is actually covered by trademark, they will say, oh, so sorry about that. We're taking that channel down immediately.
Yeah, because even with the Demure one, she had proof that she did it first.
Correct.
Which is why she was able to get it back really quick. Even though the other person trademark, it doesn't matter. It's her.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of people don't know. Like, oh, you have a business trademark. No.
Yeah. I ended up seeing like IN from Stray Kids was like, he doesn't even speak English well. He's like Demure.
Right. And then if you're going to sell a product, then you might want to trademark or copyright, trademark, whatever, depending on what it is. Because
especially
that
merch.
way, if somebody else tries to do it too, it's like, no, this is the official one. It's a way to protect your brand too. So if you have cheap knockoffs, it's like, that's not mine. That's something else.
That happened to my K-pop friends, the little company we have or whatever, the fake company. They decided to make merch to raise money for some natural disaster victims. I want to say it was like an earthquake or something. They were like, we can raise money for this. And they made like a little t-shirt, KPCI, and it was cute. They had a couple sweatshirts and half, whatever the profits was, like 2/3 of it was going to this thing. And they were doing great until they weren't, because Etsy people stole all of their designs and put it in another channel. And so when you look up KCPI or, some of the stuff, it went to their place first and they started making that money, and they hadn't trademarked anything. They hadn't copyrighted anything. There's nothing they could do but try to force Etsy to make them take it down, which they couldn't because it was just letters.
No, it's not too late. They can literally, after they get trademarked, copyright.
Trademark.
Okay. So they could get it done retroactively and they could get all their money back. That could be theirs because they have proof that they did it first.
Yeah, they got videos about everything, about what they were about to do and about to launch. And then maybe 3 weeks after they launched it, somebody stole their pictures and stuff, stole their images, even the way it was written, and took it all.
Yeah.
And was selling
they could get their money right back. They could get their money back, attorney's fees, everything, because they could show that they did it first.
Nice.
So that's what I'm saying. People are like, no, you have to get it as soon as you do it. No, because what if it fell? You spent all that money for what?
Yeah.
Good point.
So these people already made money off of it. Take it back.
And it takes 11 months for it to get approved. But once you file, it's in their system as filed this date, effective this date. And then once it get approved, then of course anything that happens, like you're locked in, you're solid.
Mm-hmm.
But like even if you're like, oh my goodness, this is starting to blow up, let me just do this just in case. Do it, and then you're protected. It doesn't have to be approved right away.
It just has to be in process. Yeah.
You it gotta just be in the process. It can't have any like flags or anything from them. But as long as it is like being like in the queue to be reviewed by a lawyer, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
You're good. Yeah.
And I know there's one of them. You have to have an attorney do it. Not sure which one, but it has to. You have to have an attorney. So well, don't call me. Don't call me.
Yeah,
I don't know how to do that. Don't call me.
Yeah.
So it is the trademark you need the attorney for. Copyright is something you can do, I think, on your own. And I know that because me and you have talked about that for some stuff that we are working on. Other stuff coming soon.
Yeah. And they'll assign you one if you don't have somebody that can do it. They'll just assign it and they'll review and they'll reach out to you if they have any questions.
Cool.
Yeah. So tell your friend, go get her coins. Those are hers.
Yeah.
I will take my legal fee for that.
Period.
This question here, what is the cost to do what y'all do outside of the money part?
Mental health.
That yes.
Time.
Said.
Time.
Don't let it affect your mental health. For real. No, you gotta ground yourself. You gotta go outside and touch a tree, baby.
Well, because I think I did mine's backwards because I was just putting it out there so I could get used to it, Okay. And then I went viral the wrong way. Well, not the wrong way, but true Angie fashion, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I tried to act like I thought they wanted me to, and it took me out because I was like, I am not this serious person.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to go back and revert.
That's exactly what Marcel was talking about. You were trying to be somebody else.
Yeah.
And it wore you out. It's exhausting. Yeah.
I was
trying to be something you're not.
One of the costs that I am learning how to be okay with is you sharing what you're doing with people who just don't get it. Mm-hmm. And you love this project. You love talking about what you're talking about. You're so passionate about it. But your 70-year-old uncle is like, so what you do for work? Like, what's your job? Like that kind of thing, and it really costs you like a little bit of confidence. Like, well, damn, should I not be doing this? Like, what should I be doing? The other cost is like you kind of having to be okay with being the person that everybody looks at like, well, she may not showed up to this because she always working. Like there's a little bit of judgment that you have to be okay with. And I think I would really prioritize showing up to baby showers instead of filming on a Sunday. Like prioritize that kind of stuff, but be okay with being like, you know what? I can't go to Park on 14th for the third weekend in a row. I need to film and be okay with whatever response comes from that. I'm in a sorority and not everybody in my chapter understands or respects what I do. And that's okay because I just opened up my Chase account and remind myself.
What's
why
me?
So I think a little bit of like your confidence will be tried. People will try you because they don't understand it, and that's okay. And then that time, like Dana said, you will have to make some sacrifices of what am I going to attend and what am I going to just send flowers to. I'm good for throwing a piece of like champagne or flowers or whatever your way, baby, if I don't want to spend that coin or that time to go over there. So yeah, I think that's really it for me as far as like outside of monetary, like money, the cost.
I want to add some stuff to that too. Friendships and relationships, it will cost you that. I've had a friend who we've been friends for years, for decades, and when I started doing the YouTube thing, they were supportive, whatever, but they were always trying to get in my videos, and I was fine with it for an extent, and then it started to be now they're controlling what videos I want to put out or trying to control what videos I want to put out. Now they're dictating to me how I should run my channel. Now they're sharing my videos, but only the videos that have them in it, and getting mad that it's taking me too long to edit the video with them in it because they got X, Y, and Z that they want to do, and I had to go to this friend and be like, hey, you don't run this channel. I appreciate your help and support, but you don't run this channel. You don't edit a single one of my videos. You don't help shoot none of this stuff. And when you did help, you kind of ruined it all because of your own selfish inhibition. I had to cut the person off because you was using my brand that I'm building and putting my name through the mud. You're sending videos to people like it's 1980, cold texting people videos and stuff like that, and they're calling me up saying, hey, why is this person sending me this video that I already liked and commented and shared on? Why are they texting me and emailing me all this stuff? And I had to shut it down. And like, you can't take control of somebody else, stuff like that, just because they let you in a little bit. You was just there to help assist me for a con, and you took that and twisted it into you run this. I'm not doing it.
First of all, I'm sorry that you lost your friend like that, because that means that person wasn't really your friend in the first place. If that's how they treated you, you should not have even had to cut them off, because they should have had a little bit more respect for you to keep that relationship going. And
that part.
So I'm so sorry that happened to you, and I hope that
happen now.
Yeah,
better
And you
happen
do
now
see
than
what
you're
the-
at the top.
Yeah, and you do see with a lot of I've heard from content creators that I'm friends with that they have experienced that, along with people that want to ride the coattails. Like
that part too.
if that means they could be part of the red carpet, everything else, you didn't do none of the work, but you want to have all the perks of coming with me. And it's like, look, are you chipping in some of the costs or something? If you want the free ride, please. But it's one of those that, like they said, things like this will show you who people are, and you got to believe it. And as my grandma said, every year you need to evaluate the people around you like a job. They're either going to get promoted or demoted. You got associates, you got acquaintances, you got friends, and don't jump everybody up to that friend level and give them friend benefits.
Facts. Especially like with that coattail thing you said. Yeah, that happened to me a lot. People were like, oh, I'll come and help you at this con or whatever, so they get a free pass.
Yeah.
And then they disappear with the pass. And I'm like, oh, never again. So I make it a point, and Marcel knows this because he's been on my team. If you're coming with me, Blerdography, to a con, doing a convention, we are working first.
Yeah.
Until I am satisfied with what we have, and then I put the camera down, then you can go enjoy the con. But we are going to be working while we're here first. Yeah. The work should be your enjoyment. If you catch my drift, you should enjoy the work we're doing, not trying to work to get the fun stuff done.
This is me calling you out, Marc.
Go for
it. Here we go.
Go for it. I know what you about to say. AWA. I know what you about to say.
Okay, you already know. He's over here like, we are here to work. Marc, where you at? Oh, y'all down. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, we had to go back to the room. But Marc, where you at? It's been like 2 hours, bro. Hey, look, we walking in right now, boy.
AWA was one of those cons where I was like, you know what? I just got to get the room. Stop trying to be cheap. Just get the room.
Stop trying to be cheap. Just get the room. And don't go drinking with Supreme Attorney. Because she had
I did that at Dragon Con, but at AWA I was fine. And I was lit the whole time.
What's AWA?
Anime Weekend Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go drink with me. Don't give me Everclear.
Good.
We didn't give you Everclear at Dragon Con.
Okay, what was it? Moonshine?
I don't know what happened that night. I don't even want to talk about
Everclear or Moonshine.
Don't try to blame nobody else for what you did at Dragon Con, because you told me your goal was to get an IV.
You did say that.
Goal, but it did happen. It was my goal for the cruise. Did not happen either.
First of all, that's my husband in the comments about Everclear. Literally.
Right.
Literally.
It was Everclear or one of the two got me messed up. I will never do that again.
Moonshine. It's the same thing. It's high proof alcohol,
Okay, so we learned Supreme cannot handle the Supreme liquor.
I learned so much about you from Dragon Con last year. You are a real lawyer, And I'm gonna just leave it at that. I guess. I don't know.
When I go drinking, maybe let's not talk about that. You just heard me say I went to Mardi Gras and threw a party in somebody's house who I do not know because I needed to use the restroom.
That is not normal person behavior, by the way.
That's what happened, and it was a lit party. You're welcome. 2020 Mardi Gras.
It looks like she ends all of her chaos statements with "You're welcome." Like nobody's thanking you.
He did. He probably never had so much action in his house before until I showed up. That's his fault. Don't live in the French Quarter.
Don't live in the French Quarter.
Illusions of grandeur. Okay.
But I will say his bathroom was very clean, and I appreciate him. Thank you.
I wonder if he appreciated you.
He let everybody in the house. We cranked up the music.
True.
He had great liquor. We had a great time.
So, Mikyla, if you're ever going to a convention, like BlerdCon next week, for example, hang out with the Supreme Attorney.
Okay.
From the sounds of it, I shouldn't.
But if you hang out with me, please don't go around screaming, "You're a lawyer! Shut up! Shut up!"
Why you try to blow up her spot like that?
Yeah,
right?
man.
Shut! Like that's my government name. I am not an
To blow up
attorney.
your spot. I've seen him do it.
Right? There's nothing. You're an attorney. Who? At that moment, I am not a real. I know what to do not to get arrested.
Right now, I'm Roger Rabbit. I am not an attorney.
Right? Let me be in my cosplay.
Oh
My only thing about hanging out with you at the con is this, and we're gonna get back to the content stuff in a second. I at some point I put the camera down and I'm like, cool, time to not be responsible. But with you, I have to be the responsible adult, and that's the issue. I also want to get lit. I can't.
You can get lit. I was fine at AWA. I was fine on the cruise.
You need to know your
adult,
limits
and I made it on the boat
and know your
on time.
responsibilities. Don't listen to her. You need to know your limits and know your responsibilities.
And do because I made it on the cruise. I made it back
I'm not
to
talking to you,
embarking.
little demon. I'm talking to Mark.
Yeah, Marc, figure it out.
Oh my God.
You too can get lit. Just get you an IV. You'll be fine the next day.
BlerdCon is
You'll be
gonna
fine within an hour.
That is young behavior because
That's
I
a
can't
good
even
comment,
imagine that with my big age trying to get an IV for anything other than anesthetic for surgery. Like I do not aspire.
Joy, I will tell you that IV is a game changer. I think that's why I didn't get Conrad either. It gave me energy.
She was so proud when she came back with that IV.
Going forward, if I have to have them come to my hotel room, that's going to happen.
So Mikyla, you learned some things today.
I did. I learned a lot of things today.
So you can hang with us.
Her eyes have been opened with this group.
I learned a lot of things today, and I will absolutely make sure that if we are ever in the same room, I'm across from it.
Yes,
I'm in on the other side because baby, she seems like she about to have us on TMZ. Okay?
Yes,
I have already been on TMZ. It's not that bad.
All right, and we're done.
It's not that bad. It's
these
like
are differences in brands that we're looking at right here.
Baby,
you know?
but you know what? I love her brand though. This is this her. Period. I can tell this how she really is, and I love
she is. Yeah,
it is. This is her genuine, authentic self.
Yeah, I love
you
that.
You should see me in court. Actually, in court, I'm way different. I'm not gonna lie. In court, I'm way different.
You told the judge it's D. Williams, and I was like, that's definitely something you would do. You told the judge.
Why is that? Get my name is not hard.
Her last name is D. Williams, and he kept saying Williams. She's like D. Williams. Say it with me, D. Williams.
Period.
And she got
with me. D.
To a judge, though. That's the judge in court.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because that's my name.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like if you can say all these other names that are very difficult, you should be able to use my name is not hard.
As somebody named Mikyla getting called Mikyla constantly, yeah, I don't give a damn. I'll correct Bob Iger. I don't.
Thank you. Am I not supposed to correct somebody just because he has a dress on? What are we doing?
So I feel like this last maybe 5 minutes or so should be the pilot for Chaos Twins. Like, okay, is it frowned upon to get murdered? Maybe not cosplaying. You know what? This is a good question. Actually, since a lot of us were press corps for Dragon Con, They specifically were like, do not come to these interviews in cosplay because it's a serious situation. But I would say maybe it's a 50-50. You know, people showing up to a con with cosplay on or not. Like a lot of people just run around in jeans and t-shirts taking pictures of other people. So you do not have to be dressed at all. You do not have to be dressed in cosplay at all to come to a con. I had to say that because at AWA, they did have to put on the rules stanchion, please do not be nude. Because people kind of like rock from Adam and Eve, I guess. Like, please have clothes on. You must have on underwear and not too much side boob. Like, they was dead serious about that.
I think some cosplayers go a little too far.
Right.
They do.
Yeah. So they had to make rules.
If this body gets how I want it to be, those rules are going to be for me.
I've already commissioned 2 costumes from B. Cunningham.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to be Lilu from Fifth Element.
Oh yeah, that'll be nice.
Right? Mm-hmm. I want to do.
If you do Lilu, I'll do Corbin Dallas. No, I won't. No. I'll do Ruby Rod with you.
Ruby!
Mikyla, I have a question for you, Mikyla. I remember in the last show you was on, you said you don't do conventions or you didn't consider yourself a nerd. I want to ask, would you consider ever going to a convention and covering that convention on your on your platforms?
Yeah, I would 100% attend one. I would go to a con. I don't know that I would cosplay because I genuinely just think I don't understand the craft enough to respect enough to do it right. But I would absolutely go to a con. I would like film it and like show my experience as a first timer. But yeah, like I just have never gone. I've never been invited by like an outlet or whatever to go.
Where do you live?
And yeah, you said
where do you live?
I live in Maryland.
Oh, yeah.
You come to Blerdcon
in DC next weekend.
Why wouldn't you come to Blerdcon?
Just come.
We're going to be at Blerdcon the 6th through the 9th.
Yeah, like right by Reagan Airport.
Yeah. At the Hyatt Regency, Crystal City.
Yeah. What you mean like next week? Like
we're all coming.
Yeah.
May 6th is when the con kicks off.
She means March.
I mean, not May, March. Sorry, March 6th.
Wait, do I have to register or anything? What do I need to do?
Just buy a badge.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know none. What does that mean?
We will send you the link.
It's like buying a ticket to a
But she could also probably apply as a content creator to get a content creator badge.
Do all that. I want.
We'll have fun.
Yeah,
but like I didn't know you was in Maryland, so you need to definitely come down to Chocolate City and hang out with us next weekend.
Yes.
Even if I come and just see y'all after, like send me the details. Send me
I will not be drinking Everclear, so you're safe.
You're not safe. Never say you're safe.
And also, Marc, let me clear this up too, because I don't want people thinking that I'm a mean girl or stuck up. The only reason I said I'm not a nerd is because, in the sense of the reason that I started to do this, it was not from being bullied and from what I've seen a lot of people experience. I've seen a lot of people say like I was for liking certain content or I was the weird kid or whatever. In high school, I was the bully's bully. I was the person, like I told y'all last time, who was like logging into the computer and making people not be able to go to prom for bullying the kids with special needs. That was me. Like that. So I feel like I want to make sure that people don't think that me saying that I'm not a nerd is not me like downplaying like anybody's experience or whatever. It's literally just like I know I was a hot girl. I am a hot girl. Like I know who I am. And so at the end of the day, when I go to cons, I want to make sure I am here as a guest. I am here as an observer. I am not in the community the way people who have been in this for 20 years are in the community. And I would never want to disrespect nobody by messing up cosplay.
So,
couple of things.
My call you out face is back.
I feel like you can't really mess that up because, like, I do closet cosplay.
Ma'am,
so
hang on. Cosplay aside, cosplay doesn't necessarily make you a nerd. That's a different form. It's a type of interest. But your channel, you said you started off doing reviews of the Twilight Zone.
I started off doing like Disney villain content, and then I pivoted into Twilight Zone, and then people were like, "Can you also watch Star Wars?" Because I started saying, "I've never seen Star Wars. I've never seen Lord of the Rings." So they started to make me watch those things, and then I enjoyed it as I watched it.
Yeah, you're a baby nerd.
Yeah, you're a nerd. And I'm
like the way it's defined now is really like I like sci-fi. I have special interest in certain things, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. Sometimes ad nauseum with people, and I've done some analysis on certain things. Like, so your analysis on Lord of the Rings, your discussions around like Star Trek and everything. You probably were not a nerd in high school, like you said. You didn't know about all this stuff, but you have since dipped a toe. You're like 3 toes deep into nerdom right now. Yeah. So that's enough to come to a con. That's plenty to come to.
I'm just like, I don't want to disrespect nobody. So I'm like, if this is a space that's like, no, this is for people who've been doing this for 30 years, I'm like, I ain't in it.
As a matter of fact, I got a friend
where you have to be respectful. Like, don't make fun of a guy because he's wearing a maid outfit. That's a whole thing. It's
no. Because first of all, I'm like, I could never even create any of those outfits. So one, it's admiration. Most of it is like, how the hell are you getting this tail to stay on and it's 90 degrees out here?
Right.
You know, like
how did you feel even
really do being a nerd? I'm screaming.
Yeah, you're a little nerd. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get you there. We're gonna start you off next weekend at Blerdcon, because Blerd is Black nerd. And so this will be the blackest convention you'll go to. It's a great place to start.
I'm gonna learn how to play spades. I cannot wait.
Okay. Listen, I'm going there incognito. I know I may not know a lot of people, so I'm gonna go on in there incognito. I'm gonna say hi to y'all, and I'm going to do a video on it because my experience, I feel like it's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Hold on. Couple things. First of all, you are widely known on TikTok and YouTube. You're going to go to Blerdcon and people are going to stop you because they know who you are.
Yeah. The same way we saw Tony Weaver.
Right. So people know who Make That Magic is. Trust me. So you're going to go there and you're just going to be a celebrity, essentially. Secondly, you are a nerd because of your passion. How you talk about the things that you are consuming, that passion, that makes you nerdy in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm down to be whatever it is. But I just wanted to make sure I wasn't being disrespectful, honestly.
No, I've never considered
showing up and talking about people is disrespectful. No, showing up and just asking questions,
making fun of people at these cons, that's disrespectful.
Right. Okay.
Like just making content because you're enjoying it or you're learning something, that's not disrespectful.
And people love to be interviewed about their costumes. Like if you're recording,
they love being interviewed about.
Tell me how you made this. Like how long did it take? Oh, they'll talk to you for 30 minutes.
Okay, this is good. Good to know, Marc. I genuinely don't think that people will recognize me in person, and that's
they will.
You'll be surprised because I get recognized, and I'm like, oh my god, stranger danger. So you're gonna get recognized.
But I'll let y'all know. But I definitely still want you to send me that information. So we're
gonna send you all the information. And another thing, Blerdcon is gonna turn you out.
Why did you say it like that?
You know what?
If you know
your word choices, Marc.
Your word choices are horrible.
Right.
When you hear somebody say, I'm going to turn you out, I go straight to, you know what? Okay.
Yeah, look, where we all did. Blerdcon is going to make you want to do it again. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a gateway drug.
It is a gateway. I would rather you say that. Blerdcon. Yeah.
Because Blerdcon, I've been attending since year 1. Last year was my only exception because I had a work event that kept me from attending last year, but I've attended every year.
Now, this is a dumb question. Who's the organization that does Blerdcon?
Hilton George.
He's the founder, and then most of these conventions have a bunch of volunteers. So like with MomoCon that I work with, DragonCon, it's all run by volunteers. Okay. Everybody's doing this out of the passion of their hearts.
I love it.
The cost for the tickets and stuff goes to pay for all the guests and celebrities that they get to show up.
Okay, so I just need to look at what you call them, badges. It's not tickets, it's badges.
Yeah, badges. Yeah. And they have like events, concerts, panels. There's gonna be a Hoochie Daddy contest that I'm gonna cover. and probably be in. I haven't decided yet. There's
You
a
already
costume
gave your
contest.
word that you were going to be in it. So I don't know why you're going back and forth with it.
We'll talk about that after the show.
Is this where the theme is Freak Nick?
Geek Nick, yes.
Geek Nick, yes.
Geek Nick.
I have heard about this. Okay. Now we're putting things together. Okay. All right. Send me the details, Mark.
Come through.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
Geek
We're gonna do
Nick.
that. But before we continue, I do want to ask everybody. We've talked a lot about L's. I just want to ask everybody, what was the biggest lesson that you have learned while being a content creator? Something that you wish you knew day one that you now know because you had to experience it for yourself.
Oh, don't change who you are because that mental health will, it will wear you out. Just be yourself. But like Mikyla said, don't.
It's Mikyla.
Mikyla said, don't do. That's why I paused. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's wrong. And I was like, no, but be yourself. Don't put too much of yourself out there because people are going to comment and you can't control what they say. And even if you read it, don't take it to heart. They don't know you. They're watching you. They're your fan.
One of my favorite things to do is when somebody wants to come on my comments, even though I'm not monetized or anything, but like, they'll come into my comments on Threads or Instagram or whatever, talking noise. I'm gonna click this profile. You have 27 followers, ma'am. I am not going to help you gain more. So mind your business over here in the corner. Hide. That's one of the things I like about Threads. I'm going to hide this for me and everybody else. Ain't nobody going to see a little nonsense. Yep. And for me, hide is better than block because block, they feel like I won because she blocked me. Hide, they just wondering why ain't nobody responding to you. Because I hear you. Like leaving you on red. Yeah,
that's it.
I would say one of the things, even though, again, I'm an interloper here because I'm not necessarily a content creator, but one of the things that I learned about trying to promote your business that I learned early on is you got to decide if you're going to put 2 feet in or not. Like,
yes,
if you try to halfway it won't be anything. They won't even be halfway. It'll be nothing. You have to give it your all if that's what you really want to do. So like when I left corporate in 2018, I moved back to Atlanta and started this business with a friend of mine. And the first couple of things I did, I worked for almost nothing. And y'all done with this fruit tray? Let me get this fruit tray and these sandwiches that y'all leave in here because I need it. And I have 3 days worth of food. I was very much working for food, buy me dinner. I've gone better since then, but there were days where I very much felt like this ain't it. I'm gonna be poor. I'm gonna lose my condo. I need to go back to corporate. And to your point, don't give up. All of a sudden, I can't even tell you when or what it was, but all of a sudden, I started gaining traction. And then once I started gaining traction, I've never looked back. So, that part of my business, that part of my life, that business has been going strong since 2018 with no, it's only going up, ever since then, which is what I do full time. But if I had tried to do my business partner, I have a silent partner because we started this business together. She got kids who are in college. So I get it. She went back into corporate because she couldn't hang long enough to see the returns. And every now and then she'll get like a 1099 from me at her, because we use her address for the business. And she's like, I just got a 1099. You made how much doing this? I was like, yeah, girl, I'm chilling. Yeah. But there is a privilege of not having any kids that allowed me to be hungry for a while and put my all into it. But I would say if you're going to do it, be serious about what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And for me, I've had this conversation with several content creators because with us doing this for 6 years and then my different hats, a lot of content creators like passion is great, but you really have to have that time management for yourself because there are so many that want to do so much stuff and you'll end up stressing yourself out. You end up burning yourself out because you're trying to do all this. And because now you have this platform, you can still do it, but you can take your time, knock this out before you start adding all these, all the stuff on your plate. Because like we talked about, most people who are doing this is balancing a full-time job and the rest of life, because life has been lifing these last year and some change. Um, so it's one of those, definitely figure out what you're trying to do. You could always branch out, but what are you trying to do? Do that first, build yourself from there, and then branch out. Because that's what we did with Moana Nui. Like, if you look at our early stuff, we weren't doing all the segments we're doing now. We slowly, started doing our segments, like our what you're watching, our mental health. And then that's when we started partnering with Blerdography with Marc. Was like, hey, let's do this Blerdkast together. And we kicked it off last year at MomoCon. But it's one of those, we slowly expanded. Don't start off like I'm gonna do these 20 different things, and then you're trying to figure out how you're gonna get everything out there.
Right, because like even Rihanna started off just singing, and then she added makeup, and then she added clothes.
And now she's singing.
And now you said now she's a singer.
Now she don't sing.
She's the Mary Kay lady.
No.
She niched down. I know that's right.
She sings when necessary. She ain't gonna release an album though, or a concert.
She did a song for the Smurfs, right? She was on the soundtrack for the Smurfs, and she was like, "That's all you're getting."
And that's it, exactly.
Go watch this movie that I made for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I have to say if I could go back and start over again, I would be 100% more confident in the idea of what I had initially when I started my channel. Even though I started doing reviews and things, I always wanted to interview people, and I did start interviewing people, practicing that skill. But I just didn't have I had bits and pieces of a concept of an idea, but I didn't know how to put it all together. If I had just been confident and stuck with my guns, stopped trying to do what everybody else is telling me that I should be doing for my channel, and just focus on the things I wanted to do and the content I wanted to make, I would have been monetized a lot longer, had the brand built a lot longer than I did. The audience, I would have been a lot further off now 5 years in than if I did all the pivoting I was doing or trying to listen to everybody thinking, oh, well, they got to know what they're doing because they have a monetized channel when they're also just figuring it out too. Belief in yourself is real. And that was my biggest struggle, was just even now, like on my regular 9-to-5 job, that belief in yourself that you can do it is big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think one of my lessons was listening to that, your conscience and your voice, your ancestors, God, whoever you believe in, because some of my biggest hits have been from me laying in my bed and hearing, hey, you should break down the Nutcracker because a lot of people ain't never seen it before. And you have it. And I was like, that's dumb. And then I was like, you know what? It kind of eats though. I broke down the Nutcracker in 9 minutes, 2 million views, sponsorship from Washington Ballet.
Wow.
So, I'm like, okay, so you really got to listen to those voices. And obviously, if you have other voices in your head, then you need to go seek professional help. You need to go seek professional help. But if we're talking about literally putting your feet on the ground and leaning into what you're like, this is what I love to do, and those ideas start coming in there, that's for a reason.
Yes.
So I feel like now even more, I'll tell my husband, I just got a video idea and I just have to write it down. I got to put it in my content calendar and, and move on. And I'm telling you, it's so weird. Every single time I'm like, that don't make no sense though. It is a hit. Mm-hmm. It is literally, it is a hit. And so I think believing in your content and believing in those weird, visions and things that you get just as an inkling and actually executing them correctly, mm-hmm. With high quality, good storytelling, that is going to be what really makes you and breaks you as a creator, because that is the creator and your ancestors essentially saying, hey, baby, this is what you're supposed to be doing. So the more tapped in you are to yourself and you are, I feel like that is going to help you with your career. And that's what I wish I had learned in 2023 that I didn't really learn into 25.
Yep, with the fear of sounding like what everyone else had already said. Because honestly, I do feel as if we're all saying the same thing, and it's only to reinforce what we're saying is that you really do have to put what someone said earlier. If you both feet in and just believing in yourself and just having that resilience and keep going forward. That's really ultimately what it's about. To be honest with you, you have to make the decision that this is what you're going to do and go for it. Now, honestly, that goes for anything in life, to be honest with you. So,
Right.
yeah, and that includes, I think a big mistake a lot of people make in the beginning, especially beginners, we tend to rely on friends and we get discouraged a lot of times when friends aren't there for us or family, like, and it's only your mama, only your daddy that click like on your video and didn't even watch it all the way through, and that's I think that's such a backwards way of looking at it because a lot of times you get the biggest support from people that don't know you. And I think unfortunately it does discourage a lot of people in the beginning that having that. But again, it goes back to believing in yourself, keep going, both feet in, just keep going, stay strong. Because even when I started, hey man, for every person I got to agree to come on the podcast, there were 2 or 3 that ghosted me, gave me some crazy excuse at the time we were supposed to meet. Just all kinds of. It's just people. But again, it just goes back to just rolling it off and you got to keep it moving. Don't get me wrong. I know we talked earlier about wanting to say bad things to people and things like that. There were so many times, trust me, because I would literally spend like an hour researching the people. I'm writing questions and things. And then you call me. We supposed to meet at 12 at 11:59. You tell me. But all right, man. But and that happened several times. But you just have to keep going and make up your mind that this is what you're going to do.
Make up your mind
and just do it because unfortunately it is a poison that I fall in victim to a lot of times. You lie to yourself and then you lose your confidence because you've lied to yourself. You told yourself you was going to do this today. You didn't do it, and if you miss it one time, it's not a big deal. But over time, it does kind of turn into like a poison in you. So that's why it's so important to stick to what you say. It's like you miss a deadline one time, not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. No one's over your shoulder going to fire you or, whatever. But you do that over a period of time, 6 months, a year turns into 5 years. And it's like, like, wow, I wrote this idea for a video down this how long ago and I still haven't done it. And it makes you not believe in yourself. So to turn that around, that's why you have to believe in yourself and make up your mind to what you're going to do and stick to doing it.
I agreed. And I've learned this because me and you have dealt with each other a lot, but stop comparing yourself to other people. I know that was my biggest lesson I had to learn. Everybody is
the thief of joy.
Say what?
Comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has their own journey in content creation. Your path is not going to be the same as Make That Magic or the Content Bebop or Supreme Eternity, Moana Nui. Everybody's path is different. You got to stick to what works for you, not what you think is going to work for you and not what you're trying to do. Stick with what works for you. Add on stuff as you go. I was the type of person where I wanted to do something and I would just throw stuff at it, and just keep adding on all these different ideas of stuff to do and just burn myself out. Now I'm just like, nope, just stick to this one thing. And if other stuff happen, maybe, but just stick to the one thing. But everybody has their own path. Learn what your path is and just enjoy your journey. This is your journey. This is not a competition.
But then I know me and Marc were talking about the difference between an influencer and a content creator. And I think it's a huge difference. I think people need to understand the difference.
Yep.
So I didn't learn it until 2020 when COVID happened. And all of a sudden the people I was following, they were not that interesting anymore. They couldn't go outside. So they couldn't influence me to go do anything. But then the other people who are actual content creators, I was like engaged. I was entertained. And I was like, oh, so that's the difference. And now I'm seeing them like in movies and TV shows and commercials. Right. They actually have something that they actually have some type of talent that they leaned into. And now they're actually doing it on a bigger scale. And so don't compare yourself to an influencer. They're not real.
Right. The Get Ready With Me crew. No.
Right.
Oh my God, yeah.
We influence things, but we're not saying like go out and do this. More like if your experience or you're covering something or whatever, And sometimes it's literally you telling the story, and that can make people want to like look into something or whatever. But I think what I've seen, the thing that I've seen with content creators the most, that I would advise against is people thinking, now that you have the 500,000 plus followers, now that you have the brand deals, oh, now you don't do the small podcast anymore. Oh, now I'm going to charge you $2,500 to sit on your computer to talk. Like, to me, now we got a problem, because what are you actually in this community for then? If everything that you do, you charging for, or now you too big, with people, I think that's bullcrap. And RuPaul said, you are never too big for small things, because small things are blessings for other people. Right. Bless other people, you get blessed in return. And I never forgot that. I was like, oh, so people, that's what people do. They just straight up stop being a part of the community because they get money.
Yeah.
That's
so
what
myself, I'd never be a part of that. That's not at all what I got going on. So literally anybody can hit me and be like, yo, can you join my podcast? Or I would love to, talk to this. I'm like, yeah. Why not?
Right.
Yeah, like you said, like you can influence people, but you still have something. So I could see you, like, you're already on a bigger scale. You're already on the red carpet.
Right.
But somebody who's an influencer, they can't do that.
No.
And sometimes, like you said, it seems like some people get to that level and then they go to influencer. And it's like, wait, I followed you first because I thought you were interesting. Your content was interesting. And now you're just pandering all these things that I do not want.
Yeah, you're just selling stuff, literally.
I do not need this skincare from you.
Right. Like, tell me your take on this movie, though. I don't care about the products they use in the movie. Just tell me about the movie.
Yeah. I don't do a lot of product stuff. People pitch stuff to me all the time. I don't do that. The one CPG thing that I am working with, though, is Clearly Canadian, because they're nostalgic. Like, I remember drinking Clearly Canadian. And so when they reached out to me, it was like, yo, we love your page. We're trying to come back. I'm like, oh, this eats. Because I already used to use y'all. Right. And, now I'm just an ambassador for them in a certain sense. But, you do gotta be picky. All money ain't good money.
All money ain't good money.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
That's why I stopped following the Kardashians a long time ago, because they were taking every single thing. And I was just like, y'all don't use a Fat Farm prepaid card. Are you serious?
Right.
I was so done. I was like, okay, we're done here. I know you guys don't even know what a prepaid is. Stop.
They were fabricated from the beginning, though.
Yeah, then I was just like, okay, I am annoyed. So anything that they sell, I'm like, nope, that's a no.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a no. Because I know you guys will do anything, whoever the highest bidder is. I'm good.
Perfect. Unfortunately, we are out of time. It's been 2 hours. Before we go, everybody, what do you have? We all got BlerdCon coming up. Let me just strike that. Tell everybody where they can find you on the internet.
We'll start with you, Dana.
All right. You can find me for Danique events, as you can see on my little thing here. Also, Moana Nui podcast on all social media platforms. Danique cosplay, as you see in the thing. You'll see my cosplay journey as I'm navigating that when I feel like it. And then, of course, I have the Bop that I mentioned earlier with Karen Ashley. Right now we're on a little hiatus because they've gotten busy. So new stuff coming soon when they're ready. But you can find us on all on social media platforms for any of those, especially Moana Nui podcast. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe so you can know about all our upcoming episodes that are throughout the month and everything. So you can make sure you're not missing any of the content that we have coming out, especially our collaboration with Blerdography that we have on Mondays.
Supreme Attorney?
Okay. Yeah, right, Mr. Jeff? Exactly.
That was good.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading the comment. So I'm the Supreme Attorney. You can find me on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram as Supreme Attorney. Yes, I am a real attorney. No, do not call me for free legal advice. I will not give it to you anymore. I priced out now. Thank you. Tomorrow I will be posting a video about immigration because I was having a big back moment today, so I had to think about it. Told my husband, he was like, "You should do a video," so that's gonna happen.
Mhm.
And then also I just came from an anime convention cruise, so I'll be posting about that too.
Cool. I want to go next time.
Oh my god, you should come! It'll be really fun.
Absolutely.
Because I have a lot of it. It's in my face.
All right. I'm Joy Stevens. You can find me on TikTok under A Moment of Joy. I'm hardly ever over there though, but Threads and Instagram at JoyRido8, and that's where I hang out. I'm also on almost all of the Moana Nui podcasts and the Blerdography Blerdkast. Usually somewhere adjacent or next to Marc, helping host some of his shows and everything. And I also have a political based podcast on Thursday nights called Steel Sharp and Steel on a different channel, which is also on YouTube. So you can find me just running my mouth most nights on the internet. And
just find joy. You'll get your joy.
Exactly. And you'll have a moment of joy. Yeah. So that's me, JoyRido8. And we'll move over to Marcel.
Marcel Williams, you can find me on Instagram here at Marcel Samuel Williams. And on YouTube, you can find me at The Content Bebop.
All right.
Oh.
Mikyla.
Hi guys. So again, my name is Mikyla. I go by Make That Magic on all 4 platforms except Instagram. I am the Make That Magic because somebody already got Make That Magic. I will be at BlerdCon next week apparently. So
yes,
we gonna figure that out. Figure out how that goes.
No Everclear.
Oh no, thank you. What else I got going on? I'll be in Sterling Fest doing a panel in August. Those tickets are up there in my link tree right now. And outside of that, I am still covering the Olympics with NBC. Still doing Paralympics next month. So you'll see a little bit of that on my page. And yeah, thank you so much for having me and for supporting.
Yay.
No worries. I'm happy you're on. I'm happy all of you got all of you all came on the show. This was a really good, very interesting topic. We're going to run it back during the summer at some point, but join us next week. Next week we are doing
definitely need to do a part 2.
No, well, yeah, we'll do part 3, but next week we got a 2-for-1 deal. Monday we are doing women in nerdy spaces. Mikyla, if you want to join us for that one, you can. This is your open invitation. And Tuesday, we will be doing the Atlanta Sci-Fi and Fantasy Expo show. We're just going to have them on and have them talk about the con because that's coming up immediately after BlerdCon. So that's going to be good. And obviously next week is BlerdCon. So we're going to take a little break, but trust me, BlerdCon is going to be lit. And maybe another teaser trailer of my up-and-coming documentary, but we'll see. But thank y'all so much for coming on. And oh my God, how did I forget the outro? Oh my God. All right, just end the show. We're just going to end the show. Yeah. How you move it, how you wind it up. We can jump into it, we can line it up. We can stay slow with you, me. We can stay slow with you, me. Yeah. Be somebody tonight, doing that dance, digging that dance. I know. Be somebody tonight, be somebody tonight. Pull up on me. We've got so much to see. Maybe I can show you now. Tear your top with the top down. Baby, I don't wanna hit the friend zone. Throw it like I'm in the end zone. When you're right back, I'm local.